I gotta say, there have definitely been some interesting movements this week. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button. See, guys, don't miss out more on this content. So, Blonde Ezel, Platina Ezel, I am very curious to see what happens. So, literally 2 days ago, Platina Ezel got obliterated off of the market. And I don't know if this is premium application or not, but I was seeing a couple of interesting lists flipping around from some of these BCSs that were actually playing this version of Platinum Ezel. Now remember, I mean, this thing actually technically will be a 15k if you have the other Ezel in the soul. So passively, you are a 15k defensively, which is not bad, and you get their continuous and auto abilities. So I mean, that's something to think about here. But it's also just a very, very strong card all the way around, ensuring that, you know, you also get some power-ups. So I'm not sure how this is going to act in the future. I mean, I see Common Ground has 23 of them for $4 a piece. So, I mean, even at the $4 mark, that's not terrible to be seeing. Now, Platina Ezel, you know, $110 for the top end is kind of crazy. OG ones are still $30, which is kind of crazy considering how nice that this older generation was. FFRs are $11 to $14. So, like, if you want nicer ones, you can just spend a couple of dollars more to go get these. Old Platina Ezels, $7. 10s on up to 15s. These are disappearing. That's not good. And then, of course, you can get SRs for the OG price. Actually, SRs are more readily available than the triple R. So this is one of those cases of, I don't know what the market's doing, but sure, man, you can pump up the triple R all you want. Actually, is Ezel itself doing anything? I don't think so. These are 55s for the FFRs. The old scissors are 34s. Those are actually kind of going up now. I guess I shouldn't be surprised to see, you know, OG Ezels and things like that starting to go up in price, because it is pretty strong for what it is. Yeah, it looks like across the board here, that Ezel stuff is pretty much doing all right. Cool. The Mystics. So, you know, we don't have a lot of Mystics yet, but we know that this season of the anime is going to be inspired by the Mystics, which, keep in mind that Moon Daddy has the most, $275, by the way, $190. And then the first Mystic here is just completely gone off of the market. It also appears that the Refistors, 143s. Wow, only $35 for the FFR 30s. These are pretty cheap, actually. Really cool to see that, actually. $17 on the FFRs. Yes, we flushed down the toilet very quickly here. Refistors, $3. And then your triple R is $2. We don't know what Reziel is going to get in the future here. I can't imagine that, you know, a card that they're putting on a literal pedestal here and saying, hey, this is what this season's going to be about. This is the things that are going to happen. Well, I mean, we'll see where it goes, but very, very, very cheap. Taithful. Oh my god. You know how many people I have seen freaking out about Blangmeyer belonging to the Keter pile? I have seen so many people going, wow, you know, I have to go buy Keter generics now. You know, Taithful being one of those. Keep in mind, I mean, we will be seeing a Taithful reprint in the form of the free Ren here very, very soon. You don't have to freak out too much about this. And I mean, I get it, you know, we'll be seeing, you know, how the stuff goes today, but as of right now, 94 and regular Taithfuls are at $28 a piece. I am just amazed. Once again, I mean, we do have the coral versions of these floating around. They're not exactly, you know, the greatest chunk of things, but, you know, I guess the more that you know, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see if this does make any sort of, well, I failed the horror. See, here's the coral one in $90. No thanks. I'm not about spending that amount of money. All right, I've seen what I needed to see. Good job, though, for Taithful actually being worth something again. Fire Regius. You know, we have this card getting reprinted soon, and it's really cool to see that they actually have crawled back down to an affordable price point. This is actually one of those few cases I look at this, I'm like, $30 is not the worst to be seeing here. Should it be $30? I mean, we've seen worse. I mean, look at how much Forbid dolls are right now. You know, look how much the other Regius piece that, you know, calls back from the drop is. It's a pretty common occurrence to see expensive Regius pieces, especially in this game, because, you know, they're powerhouse one-ofs. And of course, you know, I mean, how often have these sold? I guess it's probably the real question I need to be asking myself. Yeah, these do move in between. It's crazy that just a week ago somebody bought one for $50. Yikeroos. The Great Sickle of White flashback. This is another one of the cards that you might want to be keeping an eye on, because Zorga going into the set order place might actually slightly matter for things. I've seen a lot of people getting pretty hyped up for Great Sickle, actually kind of making a little bit of a return here. Your lowest versions are coming in at $22 a piece. He's been a little bit back and forth. I mean, there was a period a couple months ago where he did dip down, but it does look like across the board you're consistently looking at about $20 a copy. Draconis. You know, I gotta give it to this community. I'm actually shocked that Draconis actually broke the price point that it did. Like, I actually am genuinely, like, excited for this, because this card went from being nothing up to $24 right now, which is impressive. This card, for the reason why I never wanted to pick this up was because, like, when we were bottoming down to like $8 a piece, I was like, you know, this just doesn't feel good. The set it was from, actually, how much? Cases are horrible. $6.73 a case. Yikes, man, that's so insane. Yeah, boxes are holding at about $25 a piece right now, or these cards are holding at 25s. Not bad. The Fluctuate Buster Barrage. These have not recovered whatsoever. And I do know that there is I think you need 3 copies of these if you wanted to build the collab deck right now. That just came out, because I think Bravern wants to play a couple of copies of these, at least the early builds that I saw. It's not like Bravern's a completely busted deck or anything, but it's just if you want to play some of the cheeky little combos and things that do exist, you know, you got to go back into the rares that have not been reprinted, and you got to actually pull them. So Fluctuates, still about $7. I can't even make the joke that this card fluctuates, because, you know, Versa Ruger also wants it. Savior of the World, Kiyoya. So the last time we looked through the buddy fight stuff, we saw a pretty dystopian place where, you know, players were just tearing through the set. You know, they were wanting to build the decks. Now that we've kind of come further from the release, I'm sure more boxes have been opened. And, I mean, ideally to wait holding the line here at $9 a piece, which is not bad. Let's tear into the set here. So a case is down to $9.20. Is that a failure for a collab set? On the secondary, probably. $4.50 right now for the secrets. Looks like the Jackknife's $3.65. Only one listing there. The Aspiring Ninja User. Ninja has been, I think, one of the favorite decks. $2.95. Looks like $1.93. And then, of course, $1.95. The Lightning, $200, $230. It's not terrible. Your Jackknife, yet again, $175. Jackknife Dragon itself, $195. In order just to get, like, playsets of some of this stuff, yikes, $162. The Dragon World flag, you do have 2 alternatives here. They're both $124 and $129. It's actually not bad. Also, if you want the Katana World flag, $130. That's actually not bad. I'm glad to see that, like, the high end is going down. Mighty Sun Gao's 69s. Giggity. Okay, so we've got some calm down on that. That's what I like to see. Boxes are floating about 38s. There is a very big chunk of these still on the market. I'm actually more surprised about that. That's good. Looks like crits for the hollows are down to 14s. The Pizzarios have calmed down. You guys remember there was a time where those were expensive. Fronts are down to 15s, heels 14s. Ninja users have also gone down to $15. So we are seeing these are still 15s. Fronts are down to 9s. Okay. So it does look like this set is calming down. That's what I was hoping for. So if you have been wanting to pick up some buddy fight stuff, it does look like the market is actually retreating down very, very nicely. So what do you guys think about today's market? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Thanks for watching today's video. Check out tradingcardmint.com down below in the description. Enter MCool40 on checkout. Save a little bit of money on your purchase. Check out mcoolgames.com if you're interested in getting some cool play mats and single trading cards as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss one of our videos. Thanks for watching.